Last year in Humberside, there were 7,733 people that reported they were a victim of fraud, and those people lost £13.7 million. The reason why those figures are important is because the Office of National Statistics look at all reported and unreported crime, and they reckon that fraud makes up 34% of that. However, only 1 in 7 frauds are actually reported through to the police. So you can see from those figures, actually, the problem is a lot bigger, and that's why I'm here talking to you today, because it's only by talking and sharing information about this that we can try and help people from becoming a victim of fraud, because you're more likely to be a victim of this type of offence than you are any other type of offence. There's lots of reasons why people don't report it. One of the biggest ones is people may feel embarrassed that they've been caught out by someone. But I'm here to sort of try and encourage people to not feel embarrassed, because they've been caught out by professional criminals, so you shouldn't feel embarrassed. It may be that you've only lost a small amount of money and you don't feel that it's relevant to report it to the police, or you've got your money back from the bank and you don't feel it's important. I encourage everyone to come forward, because we can provide you with advice and support to get over from being a victim. Because fraud has a massive impact on people. Just a quote from one individual that was a victim said they felt shame and they felt stupid and depressed because of this. That's why it's important that we encourage people to come forward and let us know when they become a victim. Because once you have been a victim, there's a 30% chance that you'll be a victim again within the next 12 months. That's because the fraudster may sell your details on to other fraudsters on the dark web, or they may change the way that they target you. So it may be that you've been a victim of something like an investment fraud. They'll then target you again, claiming to be from a fraud recovery agent or something like that, offering to get your money back for you for a small fee. So if you report that to us, we can then give you that support and guidance and your friends and family, so you don't become that statistic of being a victim again within 12 months. The problem with fraud is that we cannot arrest our way out of this. That's because a lot of the criminals actually operate from outside of the UK, so we don't have jurisdiction over them. That means that myself and my colleagues can't go and arrest them and put them before the courts and deal with the situation that way. We have to raise the awareness of fraud, pass on the information to each other so that we can prevent fraud from being a problem. We can take a stand against fraudsters by looking out for each other. So how do fraudsters operate, and how do they get away with the offending that they do? One of the real big risk factors for someone falling victim is loneliness. And you can imagine over the last 18 months, loneliness and social isolation has been a real problem in the society, not just here, but across the country and across the world actually, because of the pandemic. In fact, one victim who we spoke to, who lost nearly £500,000, said that during the first lockdown, the fraudsters were the only people she was talking to. And that's what they look to do, is to create a false reality, so you believe you're talking to genuine people. And they do use different psychological processes to target ourselves. It may be through social influence and consistency, and I'll talk about that more detailed in the next couple of slides. One of the biggest things they do to target us is use urgency. And what I mean by that is they will put some sort of time threat, time limit when they're targeting you, to try and make someone make a decision without taking time to think about what they're doing, talking to other people, researching what's been said. Now, throughout when I'm talking to you, I'm going to mention Take 5, and I'm going to mention it for the first time now. And what that means is to take 5 minutes. So if you receive a phone call from someone that claims to be from your bank, put the phone down and take 5 minutes. Stay in control of the situation. On the back of your bank card, there's a telephone number that will be the customer services number. Ring that number and see if there's a problem. Likewise, if you're surfing the net, doing some online shopping, and you see a website offering the latest iPhone at a real cheap price, do some research around the property. Do your due diligence. By taking those 5 minutes, you can save yourself from being a victim of fraud. I myself didn't follow my own advice, and on one occasion saw something that seemed too good to be true, put my credit card details in, and I lost my money. Take 5 really works.